Welcome, Commander. In our last video, we covered fighting through the early stages of a skirmish match. Each army has differences to account for, but in this video, we'll be covering general tactics and strategies which can be applied to your mid-game. Now, an ideal state when entering the mid-game is to have kept all your squads alive by retreating before they are wiped out. You should also aim to have control of half of the map, and have constructed a building capable of producing units with anti-tank capabilities. Now let's move forward and see what it is we'll need to do for the mid-game. If you haven't done so already, then establish a method of healing your troops. The US and British can make a medic tent at base. The Wehrmacht can unlock medics through upgrading their headquarters. And the Afrika Korps can produce the medic truck from their light support company. It's not a bad idea to keep this medic truck parked in base where it's safe. You may have already established a method of healing injured troops in the early game. It's recommended to get medical treatment going if you have full squads on low health, as they will quickly drop soldiers and lose combat effectiveness fast. If you are unsure how many mainline infantry squads to get, then aim to get 4 during the mid-game. Once you feel more confident, you'll be able to add more or less depending on your future plans. If you are playing as the Axis, then it's worth noting that there are more mainline infantry options accessible as you tech up. There are more mainline infantry squads available through battle group choices. These squads can open up new tactical options based on their passives and abilities. Check out what these squads can do by hovering over their abilities in the bottom right. Consider the US Paratrooper. At Vet 1, they can unlock the quick capture ability to capture territory faster. Win the fight, then send your riflemen ahead to press the advantage, whilst your paratroopers secure the territory before rejoining the riflemen. Maybe you want a more exciting example. Consider the Afrika Korps Guastatori. They can have smoke grenades and deploy mines and demolition packs. Drop smoke, place mine, and then place a demolition pack on the side of the mine you expect the enemy to approach from. Congratulations, Commander. You're now a demolition expert. Ultimately, the takeaway here is to think of the functions each squad brings, and how you can incorporate that into your overall strategy. If you're able to get a vehicle out before the enemy, try to inflict as much damage as possible before they're able to get anti-tank weapons. This is a great opportunity for you to try and wipe out an enemy squad. At the first sign of anti-tank weapons, it's time to scale back the aggression. It's okay to take some damage, just make sure you have engineers at hand to repair. Once AT hits the field for the enemy, you'll need to switch up your tactics. You can always just avoid AT weapons and focus elsewhere on the map. Early game vehicles are fast and are excellent for switching from one side of the map to the other to lend quick assistance to squads in need. If you want to eliminate AT guns, flanking is always an option. And when it isn't, mortars or battle group abilities such as artillery and airstrikes may prove an effective response. Infantry with anti-tank weapons can often be outranged by vehicles. So long as you keep infantry in front and focus on squads with AT weapons, they'll eventually be forced to retreat. When it comes to fighting vehicles, here are some quick tips to help you deal with the first vehicular threats on the battlefield. Vehicles can be difficult to kill. Their mobility makes it easy for them to back out to safety when in danger. If vehicles and armor are giving you problems, try to get 2 different sources of anti-tank weapons. The strengths of different AT sources will make up for each other's weaknesses. It can be tempting to use AT grenades or anti-tank abilities as soon as a vehicle is sighted. Doing so may lead to the vehicle retreating and repairing the damage. We can get more value out of anti-tank abilities. If you hit an enemy vehicle and it puts their health below 50%, the vehicle will receive engine damage, slowing it down until it is significantly repaired. With this in mind, use AT abilities on vehicles near or below 50% health to snare the vehicle, giving you a much better chance at completely destroying the target. Each army comes with their own unique upgrades. When it comes to upgrading individual squads with weapon packages, consider upgrading squads with greater combat experiences first, as they will make better use out of the equipment and are more likely to survive. During the mid-game, try to pick up some global upgrades that will improve most of your forces. These can be found on various base buildings. The US Forces Browning Automatic Rifles upgrade provides a BAR rifle to all current and future riflemen squads, massively increasing their combat performance. The Wehrmacht can unlock new units, rounding out their strategic options. The British Training Centre improves the experience gain rate and combat performance. And the Afrika Korps Armory has many upgrades to improve their mechanised playstyle. There are many upgrades worth getting, and you should definitely be picking some up at this time. If it's one thing to take away from this lesson, is an old Company of Heroes saying. It's been around for almost 20 years now. Mines win games. Well, it's just a saying, but mines are extremely effective. Place mines on valuable strategic locations on the path of approach. If they don't kill, they'll cripple the squad enough that they won't be able to win a fight. If you like that fuel point so much, stick a mine on it. In areas which lack cover, make your own. Try to place sandbags in positions where it isn't useful for the enemy. Alternatively, you can construct barbed wire on one side of the sandbag, stopping the enemy from using that side as cover. And whilst you're capturing points with an engineer, they could also be spending time placing field defences or mines. They don't mind the extra workload. It can be tempting to fixate on annihilating your enemy, and whilst chasing can net you a squad wipe or a unit kill, it might also cost you. Remember that control is the priority, and an enemy that has had to retreat has lost control. Keep sight of what's important, Commander. Effective strategies and tactics don't always involve needless killing. Try not to focus on more than 2/3 of the map at once. It just so happens that in victory point mode, you will need to control 2 out of 3 victory points until your opponent has run out of tickets. It can be overwhelming to try and fight multiple battles at the same time, and stretching your attention can cost you squads. The risks far outweigh the rewards. To help focus your attention, here's an example. Divide this map into 3 sections: a primary focus, secondary focus, and tertiary focus. The primary focus is on the main battle, an area where you will likely be actively commanding your forces to make the most gains. In the secondary area, command your forces to play defensively, requiring less micromanagement. Squads in heavy cover can survive a long time. Just listen out for grenades and move accordingly. Using defensive weapons like heavy machine gun teams will also help let you focus on the main battle. In the third area, a single squad is given the command to capture territory, taking any undefended territory from the enemy, and if they encounter hostiles, tell them to fall back or retreat. To help keep track of all of this, the tactical map can provide all the information you need. Of course, there is more to know about each individual army's approach to the mid-game and how they operate. If you're looking for more specific tips, then you can find more basic training videos here on this channel. As you fight through the mid-game, you will be nearing late-game tech and battle group abilities, which we'll be covering in the next video. Visit community.companyofheroes.com to join the co-development and provide feedback directly to Relic. Good luck on the battlefield, Commander. Anuki, out.